Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of In the Know with IMO. I am Kaylin Yari, one of the marketing directors, and I'm going to pass it around for everyone else to introduce themselves.
Hello, everybody. I'm Valeria Centeno. I'm one of your social events directors, and I'm passing it off.
Hi, everyone. My name is Om Patak. I serve as president this year.
Hi, everyone. My name is Luis Enrique Cordero. I am serving as one of your social media directors this year.
Okay, so hello, guys. Just tell us a little about yourself.
So, I am on my third year right now, and I am a health science major, preclinical track, and I am in the path for occupational therapy, everybody.
Awesome.
All right. I'm also a third year. I major in biomedical sciences. I have a minor in music. And yeah, I was treasurer last year of IMO. This year I'm president. So it is my last year, unfortunately.
I'm also a third year. I am majoring in biomedical sciences with a minor in cognitive sciences. The goal is physician, so MD, DO. I'm really interested in neurology. So hopefully that's my path. I'll pass it on to Caitlin.
So I'm a senior. I actually graduate in like a month.
Ooh,
Like
ooh.
it's coming so
Yay.
quick. But I'm a bio major and my minors are psychology and medical sociology. And I don't know, like I feel like I want to do surgery. I feel like I wanted to be a pediatrician for the longest time, but I'm leaning more into surgery now.
What about pediatric surgery?
Maybe pediatric surgery.
Mhm.
Maybe.
All right.
Okay. So let's start with some of our questions that Luis and I wrote for you guys and for all of us to answer. So tell us an interesting fact about yourself.
Should we
Who
start in
wants
the
to
same
start?
cycle?
No, switch it up. Switch it
got
up.
it.
You got
An
it.
interesting fact about myself.
Yes.
That's right.
I did archery for 4 years in high school, so that was really
Ooh.
fun. I got really competitive with it. Took it to the states, conference level, even national. I think it was ranked around 5th, 7th, not to like boast or anything. Just some light. And I really like to dance. I've been going to Latin Rhythm. Shout out to Latin Rhythm. They're awesome. Learning some salsa, bachata, getting more in tune with my culture because I am Puerto Rican. And those are like two things that I would say like stand out most about me, and I really enjoyed dancing and archery. So
For me, I know how to juggle. I did juggling club when it was there all 3 years in middle school. So I can do balls, rings, poles, and Diablo Chinese yo-yo. So a little cool tidbit.
Crazy.
Pretty cool.
Mhm.
Not very artistic or creative, nothing really too cool on that side. But I think that one of my fun facts is last year I traveled to over 7 countries, which was really cool. My mom's a flight attendant, and so I've had the opportunity to get around, and I'm really blessed for that. Also, I'm an only child. I feel like a lot of people don't know that about me, as well as I swim. I was a swimmer throughout high school. I started in 3rd grade. I started swimming, and swimming was a big part of my life.
For me, interesting fact. I speak 3 languages.
Ooh.
A lot of people don't believe me about the last one, which is French, but I actually got the chance to go to France this spring break, and I actually spoke French, and it's not the best, but I'm getting there. I'll be
Did you
fluent one
learn
day.
for spring break or
No,
did
I
you-
learned for 4 years in high school.
Oh,
Give
And-
us a sentence.
I was gonna say like you should
Just
just
one little
do the rest of
phrase.
the podcast in French actually.
Podcast, I think it's the same thing.
Oui, oui.
Oui, oui.
How would you say my name is Caitlin?
Je m'appelle Kaylin.
Oh, that's
Okay.
nice.
Yes. Okay, so moving on to something different now. How did you guys get involved with IMO? I know it's different for everyone, so how did you find out about IMO?
I'll go first. So honestly, it was in my college algebra class where one of the girls I was with, she just kind of kept talking about IMO, and she was like, "You need to come out on Mondays, and you got to come out." And she told me every class, and I was like, "I work Mondays, I can't make it." One of those things I kept pushing off, and then I went to the Club Rush, and I met Thierry, which was one of our old e-board officers last year, and he talked about it more, and I spoke to people there, and I was like, you know what? I'll move around the schedule. Let me try it out. I'm not a part of any clubs, and I think it's really important to get to, like, if you're not in a sorority, if you don't know many people here, it's hard to kind of make friends when you just go to class and you kind of just leave. And so I was like, okay, let me go to this club. And I went, and they started talking about India. That's when you guys announced your India trip. And I was like, you know what? I want to go to India. And so I started going to all the events, started applying to everything, like all to become a director and all this stuff. And so that's when I really came to love IMO.
Awesome.
All right, I'll go next. So I found IMO my freshman fall during that same club event, usually which happens in like the Sunday or Saturday before school starts. And I got to speak to the president 2 years ago, who was Lucas. And I asked him about, what he did. And it was a very similar path to what I wanted to follow. And so then I got to speaking to him about IMO. He told me about the club, and I thought, really, this is something I want to do. And I take interest in different cultures, and I have an interest in medicine as well. So I started going to the meetings. I became super involved. And that year I got to go to New Orleans in the first iteration of the Puerto Rico trip. And then I thought, and I was a special projects director that first year as well. And then I thought, why not get more involved? And then I did e-board my second year, and now here we are this year. So it's been a long journey.
Awesome. So, dang, I feel like I'm the only one that wasn't introduced to Club Rush.
It's
So
okay.
my freshman year, I started off. I was actually started off as an engineering major. So like I was nowhere really
What?
near. Yeah.
I didn't know
I
Oh,
did
yeah,
not
that's a little
know
fun
that.
fact
I
Friday.
didn't know that.
That should be a fun fact.
Yeah.
What?
I always forget. So my first semester, I was aerospace, and I took calc.
Oh no.
That was not for me.
Yeah.
So then I met Eric, and he was taking calc at that time too, and he was like such an advocate. He was giving me straight biomed propaganda throughout the whole semester, and then eventually I kind of caved, and I changed my major to biomed, and then I was like super interested. I was like, dang, like I actually really like I like the medical field a lot, and then he was like giving more propaganda, and then this time about IMO, and I was like, I gotta go. I gotta see what it's about. So my spring 2023, I came to IMO. I was kind of a bum. I'm not gonna lie. I just like sat in the back, didn't really communicate with anyone. But then fall of 2023, I got like super involved. I made like so many friends, so many connections. So it's like, I don't know. I think back on, I was such a different person those 2 semesters, but that's when I got really involved. And then spring 24 is when I became like a health training director, which was like a wonderful opportunity working under Thierry. And then I actually was working with Jeff as well, who was also a health training director. So I don't know. I was like, I really enjoyed it.
That's awesome that it redirected you that way too.
I know it was like
Mhm.
it's such a crazy experience. Like looking back on it now, I didn't even think about it.
I think
now, but-
IMO for a lot of us kind of, I feel like well, for at least for me and like you, it solidified a
No,
lot
same for
more that I
me.
wanted to do something like in healthcare, because
Mhm.
I applied to UCF as a marketing major, but I didn't really last long as a marketing major. It was
Yeah.
a very quick switch to health sciences. But like when I joined IMO and like talking to so many like-minded individuals and so many people who are so passionate about what they do, it just really made me be like, you know what? I love this. I want to continue being a part of like a similar environment. So
Yeah. Not just that, I feel like going to these trips and like
yeah.
looking at different things, like how the healthcare system works and all that, it just like inspires you, I believe.
100%.
But okay, so for me, I also joined because of Thierry. I feel like Thierry's gonna get mentioned a lot, so I'm gonna put a picture of Thierry right here so you guys know who that is. I joined because of Thierry. I met him in my ecology class, and like he will sit like across from me or like kind of like close to me. And one day we had to like do a field work outside and like go to the forest and all that. And he was my partner, so then I was just like telling him like, oh, I wish I want to do like study abroad and something like that. And so he just told me about his experience. He was like, why don't you just join IMO? Like, we go for a week. He told me about his experience in Brazil and all of that. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just go to a meeting. And I went to a meeting and I saw like how everyone is with each other and like what the club is about. And I was like, I love it. Like, I want to apply to Puerto Rico. That's the first trip that was happening when I first joined. And I applied. I went to Puerto Rico, and it was really good. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. So, next question. Let's see. So I know all of you guys have been on different trips, right? At least one. And I want you guys to let everyone know like what trips you've been to, like which one has been your favorite one and a favorite trip memory that you've had.
I'm gonna let you start this one. You haven't started.
Okay.
Mr. Omsters, you got that.
I'll start. All right, yeah. So I'm kind of, Unk status. Been on so many trips. So my first trip was New Orleans, and then I went to Puerto Rico, like I said, and that was my freshman year. And then sophomore year, when I was treasurer, I was fortunate to be able to lead our first trip to India, and then I went to Puerto Rico in that summer. And then this past fall, I went to India again, and I'll be going to Puerto Rico again. So that in total, that's two, 6 trips. So, each trip, although I've been to the same place twice now, with India twice and Puerto Rico twice, each trip is very unique in its own semblance. You face different problems, you encounter different people, you share different experiences all the time. And, every trip I go on, it's with a different group of people with different personalities. And I think I've been on a trip with all of you now.
Yeah.
So, and then the biggest part about a trip is, you get a lot closer to the people that you travel with. And like you had mentioned, Val, it really solidifies, why you want to kind of pursue that field in medicine, because you get to see it firsthand in another area of the world. So, and my favorite trip, I'd say, it's a little biased, but the India trip was my favorite. I got to see that trip from like when it was a little idea all the way to like taking a group of people once and then twice. So I really love that trip for us.
Wait, favorite trip memory?
I think the India trip, the first and second time, we always got to go to Ellora Caves, which is like a really cool, UNESCO heritage site. And that's always really cool. They like carved the temple straight out of the mountain. And yeah, that's pretty awesome. Always get to see a new little thing every single time, even though I've been twice now.
So I've been on 2 trips so far. Definitely plan on going more in the future. So I went to Puerto Rico twice. I went to Puerto Rico with last year and for the summer trip. And then I just went.
Too.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm sorry.
Why are you forgetting about Val?
It's okay.
No, it's not
come
like that. It's not like that.
on,
It's not like that. It's not like
come
that. Trust. But yes, with Val and I went last year to Puerto Rico, which was awesome. Spending that time with you guys, and then I went to the most recent one, the spring Puerto Rico trip, and they were like both great experiences. Like said, they're both like their own unique experiences. We also stayed in different hostels, different environments, and volunteering at like Fondita de Jesus, that we get to volunteer with, for the homeless communities around. Get to serve them food directly. You can either help them cook, or I was beating up those dishes, like just cleaning them for like 2 hours straight. I was going crazy on those, and it's just like a really rewarding experience. You just get to be there in person, get to see the fruits of your labor as you're doing it. And another place, Ronald McDonald House, you get to help. So you see the families that are there for their children, and it's even if it's something simple such as like taking out the trash for them, that's work that they don't have to worry about, and then they can allocate that time to the families that need it the most. And then this year we were able to go to San Jorge. We didn't go last year, but this year we went to San Jorge, and that was super amazing experience. We cleared out pretty much a whole floor. I'm pretty sure you guys will be able to see maybe some pictures.
Pictures right here. Or right here, next to you.
Right somewhere around me.
Yes.
We'll put some pictures there of like the finished product of what we did. So from my favorite experience was, I will say, no offense, guys, this year, well, unfortunately, because like last year we didn't get a fun day.
Mm-hmm.
So this year we got a fun day, and we just went around Old San Juan. Being Puerto Rican, obviously, is like, I wasn't born in Puerto Rico, so this is like the one chance that I get to like really connect with my culture. Man, it was like so awesome. The weather was beautiful. It didn't rain that day. It was like sunny skies throughout the whole day, and we just got to really connect as a group. And I really thought we went to that fun day before we did all the work together, so we can really just like connect as people. So then we can like, I feel like we had better collaboration and synergy when we were working all together. So yeah, we just like went to El Morro. We got some pretty good authentic food, and it's what makes these trips is like the people that you spend it with, and it's always the best people. You never expect yourself to be calling these people family, but it's like, it's truly thicker than blood sometimes. And I'm really like appreciative that I've been able to go on these trips. So I'm sorry.
Meet new people every time.
Yeah,
too.
you don't realize like how deep of a connection you build with people like one-on-one,
really
because you might see them at meetings, but like you don't really take the
Once
time
you
to
go
like, you know,
there,
but once you go there, you're with them for like 10 days and you
Yes.
end up getting into these deep conversations. It's actually really funny on every IMO trip. Like you'll get into some crazy deep conversation with
Literally,
people.
Yeah.
But on my trips, I've gone to Puerto Rico and I've gone to India, and both trips were just absolutely amazing. But if I had to say favorite, it would have to be India. I will give you the biggest credit. Like, it was the best trip I've ever been on, and you did such an amazing job just putting it together. Your family being there too, they were just so, prior to going to India, they like invited us into their home, and like, that was the first time I ever tried Indian food, and it was like super cool experience. They were super
Your
sweet.
mom's food. I just
Oh,
have
yeah.
to say
So good.
that dessert.
So good, and I love it. And so going there, obviously it's a completely different, culture, completely, you really experience culture shock, but in the most beautiful way. And I think that's what was my favorite thing about it, just being completely out of my element, but completely just wanting to ask questions, wanting to, be completely immersed into that culture. And I think like my favorite thing about like the India trip was like our interactions with like the medical students while we were there, because yes, we talk to the professionals, and I'm super grateful for like the things that they teach us and the advice that they put onto us. But when you talk to the medical students, it's kind of just like, talking to just one of your friends, just like you're just getting to know like, how different we may be, but also how similar we may be as well. And it was just like we were just cracking jokes and singing songs, and I just think it was so beautiful. My specific favorite night was our cultural night when we, were all just spreading, spreading our different types of music or dances, and I think it was so beautiful how the girls got us all dressed up with their saris, and like it was just like they gave us either their moms or theirs, and it was just like a moment, just like, girls, when we get our makeup ready or we all get dressed up, that's such an intimate part for us, and I think sharing that with them was so beautiful. If I had to say a favorite part with the Puerto Rico trip, though, I also really enjoyed our night in what was it called?
Placita.
La Placita. We were all just dancing, and you get sometimes, you work hard all day, and you feel so fulfilled, and then you get to spend the night just like dancing and having fun, and it was just a really cool time. Also, I saw my first live birth in India, and I think that was definitely a sight to see and such an amazing experience.
Was it a C-section or?
First one was a C-section, but I did see a vaginal delivery,
Really?
and
Okay,
it
you saw
was,
both.
I saw both, and at first I was like, oh, I'm not doing the first one. I'm not doing that one. And then the second one I was like, oh, I'm not doing that either. But it was still also such a beautiful thing. It's like the mix of emotions of like, oh my
Yes.
gosh, like what do I feel,
Mhm.
But yeah, you.
For me, I've been to 4 trips. I've been to Puerto Rico, Peru, India. No, 3 trips.
Upcoming 4.
Upcoming 4.
Upcoming
I'm
4.
going to Puerto Rico again.
Yay.
But yes, in summer. But for me, I feel like favorite trip, I'll have to say Peru, because that's my home country, and just going there with a group of my friends and like seeing back like the places I'll go, like the restaurants I'll see around. I was born in Lima, but I wouldn't live there, so I'll go like every now and then. So whenever I'll go to like the main places, like the plaza that we went to, and yeah, it was just really, really nice seeing everyone and how they saw the culture and everything. But I'll say my favorite memory will be whenever we went to this, when we were taking a tour of Lima, and we went to this plaza, and I got to take a picture where that my parents took of me when I was a baby. So I got to go back and retake that picture with my friends being there like 20 years later, which was really, really crazy. And I didn't think that would ever happen.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's awesome.
And for India, I will also be the live birth. That was crazy. Like I didn't get to see a vaginal one, but I saw multiple C-sections, and it was just crazy. Like holding the baby and just like listening to them, like feeling
was
it for like
crazy.
their first minute of life. It was beautiful, like a beautiful experience. But yes, next question. What has been the biggest challenge that you guys have faced on these trips, and how did you guys like overcome it?
I think this is one that we can all relate to. it's definitely like tiredness, you know, especially on the India trip. Like, what is it, like over like 20 hours of travel? That's like killer. And then you get there, you have like a day, not even a day, sometimes like half a day to rest, and the next day you're up in the morning and you're going. So, you know, it can be really, really tough. Even sometimes to just like stay awake, and it's like super hard. Like someone might be talking and you're like slowly like trying to stay awake. But, you know, then I like to like sometimes you just like reflect, you know, while you're there, and, you know, I have this opportunity. I'm going to make the most of it. I'll never be in this position again. So making the most of it that way is kind of how I overcome it. But yeah, when you crash at the end of the day, and you know, you sleep here at like what, like good bedtime, like 11:30 something. There, you back at like 9:30, you're like, I'm done. I need to sleep like now. And so that's always like, you know, you have some like very elite sleep schedules when you travel. But yeah, tiredness is definitely a biggest challenge for me for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one as well, because definitely that long flight to India, that was definitely that was my first time I have ever been on, one, that many layovers, and two,
How many stops did you guys make?
I think we had like three.
Three?
Yeah, and we had from here to New York, from New York to Paris, Paris to Mumbai, then Mumbai.
Oh, wrong about yeah.
So that was 4. So it was a lot, but I think also being with that big group of people, you're not like, okay, I'm just by myself. Like, you're all doing it together. Yes. You're all pushing yourself together. You know, I might have more energy and you at this moment, so I'll give us the energy for us both, and you know, vice versa. So one of the harder things, but honestly pretty satisfying, was when we were in India. A lot of the times we were like told to come up with like either questions on the spot or like a speech on the spot. They're like, all right, like come on up and like do something, or like they wanted to have like a video that they were wanting to hold, so you were just put into a room and asked questions. And so it's like you were really put on the spot, and you were like, okay, I want to sound educated. I want to make sure I asked a thoughtful question. And so that was a really cool but scary position to be in, but it was really satisfying in the end, because I was like, you know what? We did that. Like, as a group, we were all amazing. And in Puerto Rico, too, when we were at the dinner and, you know, we're having these interactions with, like, these professionals, these physicians, you're just like, okay, I want to make sure I represent IMO in the right way. And I think we all really did a great job at doing it, but it was definitely a challenge.
I have to agree. They really... You should have seen them this year. They were like so excited to have us back. So like, I know we left a lasting impression last year.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy for us to like just continue that connection with them. But I'll take over mine. So I would say, other than fatigue, because for those who were on the Puerto Rico trip, they know. If you know, you know.
You know, you know.
If you know, you know. IMO. And no, but other than fatigue, because that's a really prevalent one, but it's like they said, like it's something that you overcome together. Like everyone feels tired, so like the people that you're with, they keep that energy, they keep that like that life flowing pretty much. But I would say, other than that, on these trips, you see like there's a lot going on. You have like either you're volunteering, but mainly like in a hospital setting, and maybe not everyone feels this, but it's something that I felt is, when you start like nearing your undergrad, the end of your undergrad, and you start coming to the realization that you're going to move into maybe like post-grad or graduate school, medical school, optometry school, anything, dentistry, that it's becoming more of a reality. So you start feeling like a little bit of that pressure. And on those trips, I would say that you might start to begin to feel a little bit of that, what is the term? When people feel like they don't belong.
Pressure?
Almost.
Imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome.
You may begin to feel some of that imposter syndrome, like, dang, like these are professionals, they know what they're doing. Like
can I do this?
Yeah, can I do this? But when you're on these trips, you also like simultaneously get a reminder like of the beauty of the work that they do, why they're there, and like, yes, medicine, any form of healthcare is a sacrifice, but it's a sacrifice that it lifts you up as much as you lift it yourself. So if you're willing to put that effort in, that work in, and even if you begin to feel like you're behind, sometimes I feel like, you know, I'm a junior, there's some things that I haven't done yet, and you begin to compare yourself, but...
Wait, Louis, tell them about the MCAT.
Let me just go ahead and...
Because I don't think Ohm heard this one.
So, to jump off of that, I was kind of like, but like
his
being around the bush.
April Fool's Day prank.
It was my April Fool's Day from my parents. I hope they don't watch this. So my mom was like, "You gonna take the MCAT, right?" And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'll take the MCAT. When do you want me to take it? He was like, when is the latest you can take it for the cycle? I was like, this cycle? So I'm taking it May 23rd.
Really?
Ask him when he started studying.
Today is
When did you
April
start
1st.
studying?
What's the day?
April 1st?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Look at the cook dog. Just,
Guys,
No, you got this.
Luis Enrique got it. He
you
got it. He got it in the
this.
bag.
This is you're gonna go back to this video and see after you take the MCAT, you're gonna be like, I got that.
either I'm gonna be like,
Only
I'm
who
gonna be like,
has
yeah,
taken it
I
is
got
in his
that.
mind being like, he don't got that.
You got that. You got it.
But I guess like not to make it like too sappy or anything, but like that's where that imposter syndrome. Like you can be a senior, junior, like maybe you feel like you haven't done enough. I haven't taken my MCAT. I haven't gotten research yet. There's like a lot that you feel like you haven't done, but realistically, like not.
We all
so
have our own journey.
We have our own
It's
journeys.
different for
Mhm.
everyone.
It's different for everyone.
Mhm.
Not to like 100% get the hopes up, but like the average age for incoming freshmen for these med schools are like getting older. It's like 24, 25 now.
24.
Mhm.
That's like the average age now. So like, don't worry.
We're in no rush.
We're not in a rush. Like medicine, it will come to you. You just need to like really like you just need to work towards it. As long as you're moving forward, you're moving in the right direction.
Period.
So yeah.
Preach that.
Mm.
I like
Appreciate
that.
y'all, appreciate y'all.
Mhm,
For me, wait, what was the question?
mhm. The question was,
Best trip memory?
yeah, best. Oh,
No,
No.
biggest challenge.
No, biggest challenge.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, we
it's just
gotta
the
get the
MCAT thing
April
got me
Fool's
thinking.
spiel.
I'm like, wait, I'm a senior. I haven't
Wait,
taken
is
my
that,
MCAT
is that
yet.
real? Like you're
What?
taking it May 23rd?
Oh no, this is not an
Yes.
April Fool's joke.
No,
This
Oh
is
my
real.
God.
I
You
thought
can
it was
do
an
it. You
April
can do
Fool's
it.
for my mother, but
You can do it.
yeah.
he thought it was April Fool's. Yeah.
I was like, hi, Mom, you so funny.
Okay, so my biggest challenge was actually for the India trip when we went, and I was ready for everything, and I know like anything could happen on these trips, and you just have to be open minded and all that, and like I knew also because like back in Peru, like there are a lot of like people like from India, they don't have that much, they live in like really poor areas and all that, so it was actually in the airport, and I know or Sarah had told us about the bathrooms, like the toilets on the floor. And so I went to the bathroom and I think there were options, but like the one I went to, it was on the ground.
On the ground.
And
Mm-hmm.
I just had to figure it out and go for it. And, in these trips, anything can happen and you just got to be ready for
But
it.
you know what? I blame the U.S. because I feel like most countries have bidets.
That is-
Most
Yes.
countries have all these things, and I have to go into all these countries uneducated and confused as to what to do in the situation. So if anything, the United States is at fault
We're
for that.
blinded by
Yes.
that American.
The
Mhm.
American system is
Yeah.
messed up
It
because I've heard
is.
it's cleaner anyways. But
One of the reasons people have bowel problems is because you sit on a toilet here.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's like the
It's
Squatting
better
is the way to do
for
it.
it
It's
to
the
be on the
squat.
ground.
Squatting is the healthiest way to use the bathroom.
exactly. But so it's just, but definitely, I 100% agree with you. Especially as a woman, it's a hard thing. And the girls, we were having our little thing of toilet paper that
Yeah.
we had to be passing around, but we accommodate, and that's just the fun part of the trips.
the fun part.
Honestly,
Like,
I
we
think
were,
it's
like,
where you
asking around.
laughs, and
That
that's where.
adaptability.
Do you still have
Mhm.
toilet paper? Does anyone else have toilet paper?
Yeah,
But
It's like sliding a 20. Sliding a 20 under the table.
yeah.
But that's how it is. You just gotta be ready for anything,
I agree.
So I was given this beautiful prompt by Anuj when I was
Oh.
wanting to become a director. Very serious question to ask. If you were to mix two animals, any species, make a hybrid, what would they be?
I feel like Oma's gonna come up with some crazy intellectual
I feel like
answer,
He's gonna
and
come
it's gonna
out
make
with
a
so much
generational
sense. It's gonna make so
answer.
much sense.
I was
to be
going
like,
for the
you know
silliest, but
Oh,
we'll go with that.
there we go.
You have to say why. Also.
Oh yes, and why, of course.
Mm-hmm.
what?
Hear me out.
Okay.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Bear,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
elephant,
Oh.
woolly mammoth.
Oh, three.
Bring
Oh,
it back.
three.
Oh, we're
Three.
doing
No, woolly mammoth isn't real. I was like, combine the bear with the
Oh,
elephant.
you're
make
making
the woolly
a
mammoth.
a modern woolly
Bring
mammoth.
it back. Or Komodo dragon, eagle, bring back dragons.
Okay.
Whoa.
Wait. I
See,
can't
like
even
that
think of
still
that.
was good.
That was
I'm not,
good though.
guys. I
I
was
didn't
sitting
think of that.
there. They were giving me these questions. I was kind of confused. I don't know. I'm not gonna think too deep into it.
Yeah.
I can
And
keep
I
going.
was like, okay, give
This
me
man
mine.
can
Because I
narwhal,
really don't.
rhino,
I love.
two-horned narwhal.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Narwhal and horse. we got our clipboard.
You'll never believe what he said.
What makes a unicorn?
Well, so
Would it be narwhal,
Narwhal and
a horse?
Narwhal and a horse.
Yeah.
no, but then you have to account for the tail, like the narwhal tail
Just
and the
cut it off.
flippers.
Okay, so then how would
Just
you make a
cut
unicorn?
Literally, you're just
Oh.
chopping off.
Just cut it off.
True,
Yeah.
we could do
Yeah,
that.
I'll do that.
Or
Can I-
like you could be like rhino and horse because a rhino already has 4
But I
legs.
feel like then the
You lose the
unicorn-
horse.
Yeah.
Mm. True.
I don't know. But see, what I was thinking about, I was just like, smartest ocean animal, dolphin, king of the jungle, the lion. Mix them together. They're crazy creation. Crazy creation. Beast in the ocean, beast in the jungle.
So they'd be able to like
Like a merlion.
Oh.
swim beautifully.
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll be able
And
to
the
go.
jungle? Mhm.
Yeah, they're just the king of everything.
That'd be like a lethal apex predator.
Do you know what like the merlion is?
no.
It's like okay.
I feel like I've heard of that
Yeah,
before.
okay, pull it like put the picture there. It's like a statue
Right here.
in
We'll put it
Singapore,
there.
and it's like a lion, and it has like a fish or like a dolphin tail.
So there you go. See,
Merlion.
I didn't even realize, but I just made a statue.
True.
Thank you.
Oh.
Da Vinci right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was thinking because I have a bunny and a dog, and I was just thinking like I don't know how this will work. We'll just like mix them together, and like instead of having 2 separate ones, I just want to have one because they're too much work together.
That would be cute.
But
That
it
would
would
be
be
cute.
so cute.
Would it have 8
Like-
legs?
I don't know.
Or would it have like a little bunny tail on a dog?
It will have a
I
little
feel like-
bunny tail instead of
I
like
feel
a
like
long
it's giving
one.
like a little
Pug.
Shih Tzu. You
Yeah,
know,
like a
Oh,
little,
yeah, yeah.
like a little. The
you know,
tail
like
is
a
just
little. Yeah, I feel like that's what it'd be with like the
Mhm.
little. I feel like that's what it would look
bunny-
like.
like really big floppy bunny ears.
Yeah, like the
Okay.
bunny ears.
Like beagle ears, or what are that dog is that has like the ears hanging down?
Dosh.
Like I mean, I know, like I think
Oh.
bloodhounds have really.
bloodhounds.
The ones that have their eyes,
Bloodhounds.
Yeah, I think bloodhounds.
Yes.
but not
The
them, but like
ears.
the ears, like
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's like a cute bunny with like just a super saggy.
them. Sorry if that's your dog. I'm sorry.
Yeah, oh yeah, my bad.
They're cute.
Okay, yeah, that would be my animal. The cute one.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
So I was thinking, this is my answer when Anuj asked me this. So, what if you grabbed our most crucial,
Let's grab it.
just grab it barehanded, you are the most crucial pollinator in the world, bees,
Mm-hmm.
and then you mixed it with like the fastest flying animal in the world, a peregrine falcon,
Uh-huh.
and you were able to just speed run pollination,
Bring back ecosystems.
bring back ecosystems.
I see the
that
be
vision.
honest
that
with
you. I
is
see the
that's
vision.
crazy.
Yeah.
I actually really like that.
You might be onto something.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me later. We'll make it happen.
Give him your card. Give him your card.
Wait, that
call
was
you.
really good.
That's a good one.
How'd you come up with that?
I actually came up with that on the spot, like during that
ChatGPT?
interview.
Wow.
No, I'm being so.
I don't
And Nuj
believe
had like
you.
he like slid me the question on the table. But no, but like I literally just came up with it on the spot. I was like, what is something practical that they would eat up? And they ate it up.
That's true. We did.
I like that. All right.
Mhm.
So, like regarding like volunteer events, because obviously we're a service organization first before medicine. What is your favorite volunteer event that you've worked in with IMO?
Favorite volunteer.
I'll start. Honestly, Straight Street. I really love Straight Street. I think that it's a really cool way to really interact with our local community. Yes, you know, I really love how Straight Street in general commits to Monday through Friday, you know, helping feeding the unhoused and being able to, you know, be committed to really sticking to that time and getting so many volunteers to come out there and help. And I really like, as a volunteer, interacting with the people. Like, I feel like there was a time where I went there and I was dancing with them and I grabbed, it was like the grandma and her niece and niece? Granddaughter? Grandma and the granddaughter.
Yeah.
We were dancing and it was just so funny and we were like shaking butts and we were doing our thing. And you know, it's kind of sad to think about it, but like sometimes when you see them out in the streets, like you get intimidated, you get a little bit freaked out, you think that something's gonna happen. But then when you're there and you're with them, you realize they're just a human, just like you and I, and they have their own story, they have their own, you know, they're their own person. And I think it's just really cool and really beautiful how we can just intermix and really be there for one another. And so yeah, that's why it's my favorite.
Awesome. For me, I think my favorite volunteering event is the breast cancer walk that we do every year. We always help out at that race. And you know, that's not just survivors of breast cancer, but also people that have breast cancer that, you know, participate in that race. And to see them but like participate in that race and that they're strong enough to do that. But not only that, but see how enthusiastic they are about being there and supporting that cause. Is very it's very heart touching. Cancer oftentimes, like if I can just like if I were to get a diagnosis of cancer, I'd feel like, oh, my life is over. I have this cancer now. But not only to overcome that, but to continue living your life is something like is very commendable. And you see how much they enjoy it, and you see it in front of you in person. And the fact that we get to like cheer them on, help set up the race, help take it down is very, very inspiring. To see how much money they raise every year for that breast cancer foundation is also super cool.
I agree. Yeah.
I was gonna say that one too. You literally took it.
You can say it again.
Yeah, I'll say it again. But I just wanted to highlight that it's my favorite one because like we've been to it like twice now.
Yeah.
And like we always do like and you did it too.
I
like
remember
the first
Yes.
time.
that was the first time we met.
Yes,
that was the first time we
that's where I
started
met
talking.
you. You
Yes.
see, guys, join IMO. This is how you meet
Like
people.
sometimes you'll be volunteering and you're like, I don't know anybody that's going. We
Mhm.
literally met that day.
We met that day. Yeah, but we did this dance like cheering up for like the people walking.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we came up
Yes.
with it. That was that, and I
Yes.
was like, yes,
Mhm.
guys. And I don't remember what it was. I was gonna
We
sing
did it this year too.
We did it this year. I was like,
yeah.
walk.
That walk.
Walk.
That walk.
Yes.
Walk. It
I'm
was
glad you
amazing.
guys carried it on.
Yes, we did.
Yay.
It's
I was
just-
like, Caitlin, if we don't do this, I'm gonna be so
we have
mad.
to keep the tradition.
Tradition has
So
to be kept
next year?
going. Okay,
Yes.
good.
Mhm.
All right, maybe I'll go to the next one.
Yes.
Okay, there.
Yes, you gotta.
Okay.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
I would say my favorite, which I think we have it this Saturday coming up, is
Mhm.
the Great to Donate.
Oh yeah.
Woo, woo.
I love that event. Something about like, okay, so it starts at 5. So it's like sunrise. You obviously wake up like very tired. But it's like last year when I went, I woke up not tired at all, surprisingly. It's just like I was so motivated. I was so ready to just be able to like participate and give my all in this event. And so this event, I mean, Great to Donate, I haven't explained it yet, is they create awareness and funding for organ donors, organ donations. So and it's just like I think it's like what, like a 5K?
It's a 5K.
Yeah.
It's a 5K. It's similar to the
Breast
to
cancer. There's
breast cancer
people who
walk.
have organ donated,
Mhm.
who've received
received,
organs. It's such that's also one of my favorite
It's
events.
a beautiful
I
organization.
was the one that coordinated it with Judy, and she was so grateful. Like she was not nonstop, like wouldn't stop expressing like how helpful we were to her because they didn't have any help prior. And when I was like, yeah, I can get people to go there, and she originally said it was like at 8 a.m. and then she was like, by the way, can you guys come at 5? And I was like, I can try. Like I think I can get at least like 5 people to go. Like the e-board, like they can have to go, you know. And then I sent out the message, and like we got like 12 people to show up at 5 a.m. And she was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know that you guys would be that willing. And I was so proud of everybody. They gave us like Chick-fil-A little like gift cards where they didn't even have to do that. We were all
Yeah.
so willing to be there and be so helpful. And Tyler dressed up in
Yes,
the
Tyler
kidney.
dressed up as a
And
kidney.
it was so
Please,
fun.
we need to include. I have like a
Shout
little
out-
shout out
Tyler.
to dancing.
Shout
Yeah,
out to Tyler because he was supposed to be here today, but he's sick.
Oh,
Tyler.
yeah, that's
Get
why I feel
better,
better,
Tyler.
Tyler. We miss you.
But yeah, that was an awesome event. So I'll be there Saturday with you.
100%. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Who's gonna be the kidney this time?
Oh.
Luis, are you gonna be it?
We put a poll in the group chat. I don't know if you guys witnessed
I
that.
saw it, but I was
It was-
confused because I never
Who
won.
won?
So I was like,
It was either me or Matthew. I think we tied.
Oh.
So I think we're gonna have to like fight to the death for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I'm excited.
last man
We'll
standing
see.
gets to be a kidney.
The one who loses will receive the kidney, because he'll be beat up.
True. True. If you were to swap lives with any character from a cartoon, who would it be?
Okay.
Or animated?
okay.
I'm gonna say Wario from Mario and Luigi. Oh, he's just a little
Mhm.
Italian little gangster guy, you know.
Mhm.
Ah, gabagoo.
Mm.
And he has like a little sidekick Waluigi, and they like he's just like a guy, and like you can tell he's not that good at racing by the Mario Kart games, but
Mm-hmm.
he just does it for fun, you know. He's rich, he has the money, so he's like, I'm just gonna race for fun. And Mario's over there like, I'm like racing for my life and stuff. Or you're just like, I'm just gonna do it for fun.
He's straight chilling.
He's just living his life.
Mario's like over here stressing. He's like, oh my god, my arch nemesis. And then Wario's like, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
You know what? I'm gonna second the idea and go with Daisy
Mhm.
because
Okay.
Peach keeps getting taken. You know, she's dealing that whole thing with Mario and whatever, but Daisy's really just doing her own thing.
Yeah.
You
She's
know,
that
I
girl.
think
She's a
she's a
girl
little
boss.
bit. I think she's a little underrated because you know
She
everyone
is.
wants to be Peach, everyone wants to do that. But I think Daisy's the girl. She's always my character in Mario Kart, so I feel like you know we kill it. So I'm
Kind
sure-
of look like Daisy actually. Not to think about it, like the brunette hair.
I also dressed up as Daisy for Halloween.
No
once.
way.
Really?
So guys, what about you, Caitlin?
For me, I'll just be a Disney princess. Like I know they go through a lot.
Which one though?
But
Yeah, which one? Is it any Disney princess?
I'll be Snow White. I
Okay.
was actually Snow White for Halloween too.
See, there you go.
I won't put that picture either. But
No, we gotta. If she starts me in the picture, I'm gonna put it right here.
Just go scrolling. Maybe it's on her Instagram or something.
Maybe.
yeah, so I'll be her because she's just with the animals in the forest, and she just gets to be around, and she finds her prince.
True.
Later, she gets to be in the castle. You know, good life.
I'm pretty sure you're surrounded by like 7 dwarves.
Yeah, so what about the
Seven-
dwarves? Like they
seven
were
silly
they
guys
were,
that I know
yeah,
already.
yeah.
They're pretty chill. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, they pretty much take care of her.
You know
Yeah.
what? Smurfette.
Smurfette. That's your other character.
Smurfette.
Good
I'm gonna do
Okay.
Smurfette. I mean, she's the only gal there,
Mhm.
and like
She curious.
she's
Mhm.
curious. She does her things. Like I feel like she can just live in her own little life, like do
Mhm.
her own little thing. And like all the guys are so like supportive of her. They're like
That's true.
they literally like put her on such a high like pedestal. Not that I want to be on a high pedestal, but it's
Yeah.
more of just like gosh, that sounds so bad. It was more of just like they're so nice. No, never mind, guys. Go back to Daisy.
Dang, I feel like I'm such a video game nerd. Like I just like I go to straight video games. I don't know why I want to think of Popeye as well.
Ooh,
True.
I know what it is.
I don't know, something about just being able to just eat a can of beans,
Spinach.
spinach. My fault.
Beans.
I'm so sorry. I'm literally so
He turned British all of a sudden.
I don't know why I said beans. Spinach.
Mhm.
Which actually I like spinach more than like beans anyway, so I don't know
True.
why.
Really?
Anyway.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean I like beans, but
I
You're not
love
British.
Beans.
Yeah.
Why,
beans
why,
on-
why does it be British
beans
to
on
be like
toast.
beans?
Yeah, British people love beans.
Really?
What
I
do
do
you mean? I
like
feel like
my I
Hispanic
do like
people
my
love beans
I was gonna say I do
more.
like my rice and beans though.
Like
but I
rice
will
and
say
beans?
But like you said, like a can of beans, that's like the most British thing.
that's true.
Really?
I
Just
never
like
knew that.
straight
Baked
can
When,
of
beans.
when you
beans.
said that, I thought
I'm
that
not
you just
alone on this,
accidentally
right?
spoke in a British accent.
No, that's very bit like literally
Wait,
beans and
Hispanic
toast.
Latino, I associate more like you cook the beans and you make it.
Cook
Those
like
beans
are
with
baked-
refried,
rice.
but like I would have like refried beans like from a bag sometimes.
Yeah,
no,
those
but
are
like
refried
baked
beans.
beans, like
We're
straight
talking
in
like
the can.
straight out of the can, soupy beans.
Do you like soupy beans or do you just like a bean?
Honestly, I'm not a
like
huge
a
like
singular bean.
Like, are
A
you
bean.
somebody who like
One bean.
drains out all the
One
liquid,
bean.
or do you like
No.
the liquid?
Some liquid's good.
I like a little bit of
love-
like
no,
the sauce. No,
smother
I
it.
can't smother.
Smother it.
Too soggy. I can't.
I like it. Like it's a little. Yeah, it has to be.
It has to
With
be like it adds a
some-
There's
flavor.
little bit is like good. Like
a little
too
bit
much
like
is
has
like,
that flavor, has that
When I-
protein, a little bit of fat.
When I go to Chipotle, I'm like drown it, please. Is that a word? I don't know.
Drench it.
Drench it.
Drench it and drown it. I love it.
That's my mix.
That's you're gonna patent that right now.
Sorry, continue.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Popeye.
Popeye.
Mhm.
Be able to just eat a can of spinach and then just be able to like hurl a truck like 15 yards just because I
Mhm.
can. That's I don't know. That's just like a flex that I would like to
I
have.
love that.
And quite literally the flex, and he looks. But unfortunately, his like Peach, his girl gets taken all the time, so I don't know if I'd be able to live with that.
Mm-hmm.
But other than Popeye, if anyone here plays video games, I really like the Uncharted series. So Nathan Drake, I really love Nathan Drake. Or if you've seen like the movies with the movie that came out with
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, yes, I will say it was a right movie, but
a little mid.
that's alright. But I loved like the series itself. There's 4 games, and it's like an amazing experience. It's a like a campaign game. He goes on these like adventures, almost like Lara Croft, like Tomb Raider, or even like Indiana Jones,
Mhm.
like the most broad way to explain it. And what I like most is that he goes to like different cultures. So I think in the second game he goes to like the Incan culture,
Really?
and like they go over like spirits and whatever, and he has to retrieve an artifact. And then in the third game he goes to somewhere in like Malaysia, which I really thought was nice. Like they included like that part of Asia. And then in the fourth one, they were like all over the place. But in the fourth one he was also looking for his brother. Anyway, but I know they also go over like some Hispanic culture and whatnot. But anyways, I like how they implement like culture and like, Sir Francis Drake.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a lot of lore behind Sir Francis Drake. That's why his last name is Drake. He's actually related to Sir Francis Drake in the games. But yeah, he's just a silly guy that goes on adventures. I don't know why I went on a full rant about
Literally
that.
got picked up.
You
It's
know
like,
what?
hey, you want
I
to go on
love
an
it.
adventure?
I love it.
Mhm.
I love that.
Awesome.
I like it. Yep.
Okay.
Your last final question. Make it a good one.
Make it a good
Okay. If you were to give advice to a new member coming in, someone that say this is their first GBM, what advice would you give them? What would you tell them?
honestly, to become as active as possible,
Mhm.
because I feel like you gain. What is that thing? Is like you gain as much as you put in. Is that
Yeah.
how you
Mhm.
say it? You gain
Yeah.
as much as you put in. And I feel like the more you become active in the events, even if you're scared, go to the field days, go to the volunteer events, go to anything. Like when I started, anytime I had a free time in my
Mhm.
schedule and you guys had an event, I went to it, because that's how you get involved with like the members. That's how you get
True.
involved with the directors, the e-board, because I feel like, it's sometimes not even, it's not a hierarchy here. Like everyone just talks, everyone's
Mhm.
like, intermingles.
We're all family here.
We're all family. So I feel like just going and being active, not only is it a good experience for you to branch out and get to know people and kind of in a source network with people, but as well as you're getting those points so that you can go on those trips. I think that's just the best way for people to know who you are. Once the e-board has a face to your name, they're going to be like, I see that they're really active. We want you on a trip. We can
Mhm.
tell your personality. So I think just from the get-go, don't be afraid to be active.
Yeah, I kind of want to branch off that a little bit. Actually, no, it's just the flex. I'm not gonna lie, but I will say, like, I agree with that. Like I said, my spring semester, I was like really just like in the back. Like I was in the sidelines, kind of just watching everyone do anything. I barely did any volunteer events. I came in fall and spring of that next year, and I think I won like most likely to be at like every single event award.
Yeah.
I was accumulating a lot of points and just being super active. But I became like really good friends with both the board and the people there. What I love about the board is that they don't make you feel like they're above you and you're below. Like these are students, these are also people, and everyone makes you feel very welcome. We're like mentioned, we're all like family here.
Yep.
So yeah, I just kind of
Exactly.
want to add that part. And
Mhm.
I would also like to add like something else regarding that, because like for me, like my first semester, I was like really shy whenever I got to IMO for the first time, but I still got into a trip. Like I think I did a good interview, so I went on that trip, but I wasn't as active at the beginning, so I didn't really know that many people at first. But then like I started going to more GBMs, more volunteering events, and like started talking to people and started making like more friends. And not just that, like you find similar things among people. You
Mhm.
find that you take the same classes, like the same things, like yeah, it's really nice. Like you just meet people
Mhm.
and like you can connect and really like form a big family.
I feel like also to second off of that, like a lot of us are in, pre-health, pre-meds, pre-this. And so a lot of us might have job opportunities
Mhm.
that, they can, help you get, they have internship opportunities, shadowing things. Hey, I know somebody who does this. Hey, I know somebody who does that. So I feel like even if maybe you don't want to travel, if that's one of those things, I think IMO is still a great way to just network and really get those experiences in.
Mhm.
And like, I think my thing for advice that kind of sums up everything you guys said is just ask questions. I can remember as a freshman, and to any freshman that might be listening, like coming into your first GBM, you feel so intimidated. Oh, these are the trips that we went on in the summer. This is the executive board. This is, all the directorships. It may seem like a lot, but, I always remember the first GBM I went and I asked Lucas the first question. I was like, what is a trip like? What was your experience on a trip like? Something very basic. And, he was there for like 3 years at that point. But he was more than willing to kind of answer the question. He spoke to me not as the president of the club, but as like a friend. So, and that's something, I told the current e-board in like the very first meeting. It's something I really pride our club on. There's no dynamic between e-board and directors, e-board and members, directors and members, whereas that might exist in some other clubs. But I really told them, the only thing that separates you from the people sitting in the crowd is that you're speaking right now. There's no other separation. You may have a little more duties in the club, but it is the members that make the club. So I told them all, the best thing that we can do for our members is to answer their questions and to speak to them as friends. And like Val said, oftentimes, if you're looking for research, you're looking for internship, shadowing, things like that. There's a lot of hurdles you have to go through. My doctor knows another doctor who knows another doctor that might be able to help you. He might respond to your email. Whereas here, my friend's dad is a doctor. You can shadow with him. I'll give you my friend's contact. It's like that.
Mhm.
Whereas, you have to jump through so many hurdles in the more formal setting. When you're among friends, it's a lot simpler. It's a lot easier. And it can further your own career and your own aspirations. So asking questions is, I'd say, the biggest thing for any new members coming into our club.
I love
For
that.
sure.
I
Yep.
really do.
Yep. Perfect.
All
Wait,
right.
to finish it off, I would like you guys, since you're both directors and well, I am too, like what do you guys do so people can know like if they
Yeah.
want to become a director?
Oh
For sure.
yeah, guys. Definitely apply to be a director because I feel like there are so many opportunities within becoming a director. If you maybe are like me, I did volunteering events and I've done social events, and I feel like both those experiences, were really cool with networking with people as well as it wasn't. Sometimes I feel like people are like, maybe it's going to be too much load on my plate. Maybe it's too much this. We're all so helpful with one another. The whole point of, taking on this other role is just to kind of help the board out, help your other peers out who are directors. We all kind of multitask and do different things. And you're like, hey, I'm a little bit more free. I can take on this for you. Take this off your stress. Like, this isn't supposed to be stressful. This is something that is supposed to be enjoyable and something that is supposed to be used as a learning experience, a way to become, to learn leadership. So I think we're all helping each other out. So if you've never had a leadership role, I think you should definitely take upon the opportunity to apply to be a director because it's a great opportunity with great people to learn how to.
What would you do, Val, with volunteering and
Like, what would I do specifically
Yeah,
within it?
what
Oh,
was
sorry.
your
That
job?
was the original question.
No, it's okay.
Volunteering, basically within volunteering, sometimes we would just be reaching out to different organizations, even different school organizations, as well as like specific places like Straight Street or Great to Donate. We would reach out to them as well, asking if they need any help. And sometimes they have postings. Sometimes you just kind of hear from word of mouth, but you just cold email from the most part, and you'll get a lot of opportunities that way to do volunteer things, as well as with social events. We have field days. We have our banquet coming up. Sometimes we do like game nights within the GBMs.
Got a beach day coming up.
We have a
Talent show.
beach
Talent
And a
beach
talent
day
show.
and talent show coming up, and those
Check
are
the
kind
Instagram
of
for all that
ways.
info, guys.
Yes. Those are ways to kind of get involved with IMO that's outside of like what we do, and I think it's a way for us to decompress and really just enjoy each other. Just like the beach day social is definitely one of my favorite ones. So yeah.
So fun. What about you, Luz?
So I am the social media director along with Jasmine, who's not here obviously. But me and Jasmine, what we do is we like to market for IMO. We do so through either through the GroupMe or mainly through Instagram. So we make all the interactive group, I would say like posts. We make all the posts, any reels that you guys would see. We update you guys. We make sure that honestly, our biggest thing is just keeping you guys updated. We don't want you guys to be in the dark. We don't want you guys to feel like you're alone anywhere. And even if that's just something as simple as just seeing a post from us, a nice little graphic, letting us know why we're here, what we're doing, and inviting you guys. We love to spend time with you guys, and we love to invite you guys. And what I love most about it is that I really love what I do. I was also a health training director last year, and being able to like experience that difference in directorship, like Val was saying, it's not something that should feel like a burden. It's not extra work. And even if it is extra work, like how blessed are we to be stressed about something that we love? Like we're really blessed to do that. So I would really say try to be director, really put yourself out there. It's a leadership position. So like I know realistically it is something that we love to do, but it's leadership. And if you want to add a little bit of leadership onto that
MCAS.
resume,
Yeah,
the
portfolio.
MCAS, you can look out for that too. So I really recommend it. I love what I do, and I also work with Caitlin a lot.
We do.
So we work hand in hand. We're not just like separate domains that don't talk to each other. Our meetings are literally together every Sunday, and we talk a lot. We've made a lot of friendships over the time. So
Yep.
yeah, I'll leave it up to Caitlin.
Well, for marketing, it's what I do. We are actually editing this video. We focus on the marketing side of IMO, like updating the website, putting all the trip forms and director applications into that website. And like I said, this vlog and trip vlogs that we do, editing and all that. So it's really fun. Like I didn't know I could do this at first. I was like, how do I use this website? How do I use this? How do I do this? I'll look it up. But now I know. Like if I want to be a vlogger one day, I already know.
Yeah, I think it's honestly so important with like
It
in today's
is,
society
yeah.
at this
100%.
point. Like you need to learn eventually how to make a
Right.
website or all these things because you never know. You never know what you're
when
gonna
you need
use
it.
it for. And I think it's a really cool.
So make sure you guys
Things you learn.
apply for any of these positions.
Apply.
There, you will learn something along the way. You definitely will.
Be a director, apply for trips, ask questions, You'll be a great member in this club.
100%. And a great friend.
And stay
family.
in the know with IMO.
And then
100%.
Yeah.
Always stay in the know with
If you
IMO.
stuck it out till the end, comment TRIPS, TRIPS, all caps. You'll get a free shirt.
Oh, this is from the president himself, guys. I'll
From
take him
the
seriously
president.
I like that. Can I comment
Yeah.
trips?
No.
I want an extra shirt.
Yeah, what the heck?
here. It's like, I got 5, but I can have 6. What's wrong with
Right?
Thank you
Okay.
guys so much for
Yes, thank you
for
for-
Thank you
chatting
for
us with us
watching.
today and
Mhm.
listen to us. Yeah.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that little bell for the
Smash that
notifications.
bell for
Hit that
notifications.
bell
Come on,
for
guys.
notifications.
Oh, yeah.
And make sure
Check
you
out our
stay-
Instagram as well.
Yep.
Mhm.
Make sure you stay tuned for our next video. Make sure you watch our next vlog, which will be Puerto Rico in the summer.
Oh, yeah.
And yep,
All
stay in the
right.
know
Thank
with
you, guys.
IMO.
See you guys around.
Bye.
Wish I could do like the camera smash. Like
What do we
that.
think of the Ashton Hall morning routine?
Thank you guys for coming
and I'll do
back.
something.
Hello, hello.
I'll be waking up at 3:45 every morning.
Yeah.
Guys.
3:45.
That's the
Dip
right
my
thing to do.
face in
What's your
Saratoga sparkling
schedule?
water.
Saratoga
schedule?
sparkling water.